Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 17 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Yeah, so welcome to Pod Chef. It's the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host. I'm here with another host.
What's up, everyone? I'm the other host.
That's the other host. And Reeves is here with a host.
Oh, hey, I'm also a host. What's up, everyone? And Jamal gonna cut me off too? Nope, I'm still going. He hasn't cut me off yet. He said no, he's not gonna cut me off, so I'm gonna keep going. I am a host. I ran out of stuff to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew you'd tire yourself out, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, I gotta take another nap.
I cut Reeves off because he'll steal my thunder.
Yeah, I'm known for that. People don't want People don't want me to talk because they know if I talk too much, that I'm going to steal their thunder and I'll shine too bright.
It's never a problem with Brian, though.
I steal sunshine. You remember that song?
Steal my sunshine.
You guys know they were brother and
No.
sister?
Hell yeah. Gross.
Speaking of brother and sister, Brian, you went to wrestling this past week, right?
Yeah, speaking of brother and sister, I did. I went to GCW's The World on GCW.
Don't steal my fire!
At the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City.
Hold on a second. Is anyone else noticing in the video how delayed everyone is?
Yep, I am.
Okay.
It's
I'm
probably
noticing
because we
that.
have another video open, but we
We
have the
do-
Google thing open.
We do have another. Listen, fans, we're in Top Chef season right now, and
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt Brian and his wrestling stories. I know
do.
it's everyone's favorite part of the show, but we're in Top Chef season right now,
Top Chef season.
and we're gonna get into the trailer.
Come on, cut some jokes. Do Top Chef season.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's our fans. Do Top Chef season. They all have retainers in.
Are you guys going to talk about Top Chef and not talk about everything else?
You guys gonna
No.
Top Chef?
There are other podcasts that talk exclusively about Pod Chef, and if you want to hear that, listen to them. If you want to laugh,
Yeah,
have
if
a
you
good
want to
time,
have fun, listen to this.
listen to this.
Yeah,
We give you a timestamp so you can cut all this anyway. So
Don't though.
stop complaining.
yeah, but we advise you to listen to the whole thing, or else the later stuff doesn't make sense. So,
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
callbacks,
It's all layered.
mhm.
It's all layered.
and
It's
this
like
is the good part anyway.
It's like a 7-layer dip.
It's like a 7-layer dip. Let's 1-to-1 the 7-layer dip. How this episode is. So the beginning,
Ugh.
which is the salsa. And that's the theme song. We played the whole thing for you this week. We got a special fan request to play the whole thing, so we did it. That's the salsa
That's
of
your
the 7-layer
salsa.
dip.
We're getting your mouth watering with some spice.
Part 2, guacamole.
Okay, and this is not how I do my 7-layer, but we'll do it for the show.
Uh,
Guacamole a second.
that is Jamal welcoming everyone and then doing the little bits where Reeves is second chair and
That's
I'm
the
the
guac.
third chair. That's the guac.
Mm-hmm.
Third layer is beans.
Beans,
Is
yes.
beans. And that's chefs I have prepared for you.
Yeah,
That's the beans.
that's the beans.
We haven't even gotten to the beans yet.
We
No.
haven't even gotten.
You're
to the
still in the
beans.
guac, by the way.
You're still in the
You're
guac.
in the guac, and you might be wondering, okay, what part was the wrestling story? Well, this has cut the wrestling story. We're not going to do that anymore. Brian made that decision. If he tries to go in the
found-
wrestling story, I'm going to cut him off.
We found this. This is better. Fourth is sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
you know what
that's
That
when
is
Jamal
when
makes
you
a
press
transition.
play.
Oh,
That's
yep.
when you press
Yep.
play.
Yeah. When Jamal makes transition and you
'Cause
press
it's sour
play.
and sweet.
That's the sour cream.
Because you're like, they're halfway done, but I get to
Uh-huh.
listen to the episode now.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Layer 5, beans again.
Yeah, beans. We do, chefs.
Why?
I prepare
'Cause-
for you one
yeah.
more time.
Yeah, These
They
are
were
different
eating
color
something.
beans.
Yes, black
These
beans
are black
earlier.
beans.
Now,
Yeah.
now it's black. It was brown earlier.
Brown
Mhm.
earlier, black now.
Layer 6. Shredded cheese.
Shredded
That's
cheese.
the clips, baby.
Yes, those are
That's
the
the clips.
clips.
That's the clips.
Everyone's favorite part. Always the cheese. Also the clips from the episode.
Why is it called shredded cheese? Because we're literally kind of like shredding the episode up into these clips.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then layer 7. Caramelized sugar. Make a
That's the
nice
elimination,
creme
baby.
brulee.
That's the end of that's the end, baby. You know we're around in the corner when we get to that caramelized creme brulee at the bottom.
Yeah.
And you're
You show up
cracking
late to the party and you're like, oh, I missed the guac. I missed both beans.
You
What's
miss
it-
both beans?
There's no more beans left. It's just the sugar at the bottom.
Oh.
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 And that's how our podcast is a 7-layer dip. Now,
Mhm.
let's watch the trailer for the new season. So there's-
Yeah, let's talk about Top Chef Houston.
Houston, there's a new Houston podcast, Top Chef coming out. It's called Houston, if you live in New York.
we have a problem. Okay.
Houston here's a chef, and they dropped a trailer today that is on fire on YouTube. It's spread like a wildfire.
Yeah, currently at this
Mhm.
moment, it's got 21,845 views. Wow.
Monetize
Wow.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and to compare, just so you guys know how many views that really is. My other YouTube isn't loading. Hold on, I'll tell you in just a second. My internet
Is this and now is
grinded
this
to
a
a halt.
good time? Is this a good time to talk about your tabs that we saw before?
that. Yeah, I think now might be a good time to talk about
Yeah.
the tabs.
I mean, sure, if you want to. There's nothing embarrassing about my tabs.
There's a couple things embarrassing about your tabs.
Let's see.
What
Hold
is
on.
the 2022 programming? Now you
Oh,
got
that's for
Kyrie
us to
Irving
submit
on
to
here.
Awesome Con.
Oh,
I hope we get
haven't
it.
filled that out yet, have you?
I started to, as you can
How
see.
long has this been up?
Weeks. I literally asked these
and
guys weeks
so
ago, and it's been up for weeks.
This is my problem with keeping up multiple tabs. You got to
Yeah.
keep your tabs clean, or else
Yeah.
it's
I
just
don't close
things
them.
just sit.
Just,
you got
they just sit and they get
it
idle.
stresses me out to see the amount of tabs you have open right now.
I literally
This
open
isn't
a
even
tab
that
and say-
many. This is barely that many.
When you open a tab, it's like, okay, these are my to-do list. These all are going to be done.
Exactly.
All of them.
And if they're not done, they're getting deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this has been a
Um,
few weeks. I've been working on this application that is all of 5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to the video, did you want to tell us about the conversation you had with a gentleman about buying a motorcycle?
Yeah. You wanna talk
Yeah.
about it?
I'll tell you guys about that. You can see if you're watching this on the video tier, you can also see this. I'm sharing this in the video. It is a 2001 250cc Honda Rebel that's located in Manhattan. And my internet has completely stalled. The description is: due to weather being cold, battery shuts off. Great bike for spring and summer. That sounds just what I'm looking for. So
Oh,
I
great.
messaged this person. Hey, is everything good with the bike besides the battery? Where in New York are you?
So I was
Manhattan.
supposed to say, that's a little formal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little informal. I mean, you're just saying, hey. I mean, you could have said hello.
Yeah.
Good
Greetings,
morning.
good sir.
Greetings, good
I'm
sir.
informal.
Yeah, but
I'm
you shouldn't be
informal.
when you're trying to make a purchase. These are things you should have been,
Maybe
working
maybe I got off on the wrong foot. So he responds, "Yes, everything is good. Needs a new battery. I'm in Manhattan.
Mm.
Any chance I can come by and see it this weekend?"
There's no punctuation. Where's your grammar and punctuation?
There's
It's a
question
lowercase.
mark.
Any chance I could come by and see that? It's again
I
so
wrote it on my
informal.
phone at 10:30 p.m. He responded at 4:30 in the morning the next day. If you're interested in buying with the cash on you, I can give you the address. Too many people have been wasting my time lately.
Oh no. He's going through something. I mean, he did respond at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it does make you wonder, prior to 4:30 a.m. on January 19th, or is it 21st? I can't see.
19th.
Who was wasting his time before then?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something at,
Can I read a
4:25.
conversation I had recently?
Go ahead.
Well, do you want me to finish this? We're going to start another conversation in the middle
Hold
of the
on.
conversation.
Hold on. I had a conversation recently with this guy because I was looking to buy a gift for my friend who likes motorcycles. And I messaged him. I said, let me read it. Hold on.
Mhm.
Hello, good sir. It is the brisk morning of January, and I'd like to inquire about your blue bike.
Mhm.
Question mark. is it running well? Is the battery in tip-top shape? And he responded, thank you so much for one saying good morning and a greeting. So many people have been wasting my time in conversations and kind of been pretty informal with me, almost like I don't deserve respect because my name seems ethnic. The bike is good. The battery is, it's not very good. You will have to change that, but other than that, it's pretty good. I said, I'd love to take a gander at the old gal. Any chance I could carve out a couple hours in your schedule, perchance, old chap? And he said, you know what? A lot of people have been wasting my time, but you seem like the real deal. He gave me the address. I'm not going to say his address, obviously. That's PII.
And then you catfished him, right?
PII?
Private information.
What's the second I for?
Don't worry about it. So, I have a meeting this weekend to go look at this bike. I have the address. I doubt it's the same as your thing, though.
Okay. Well, people can remember the last thing happened in my conversation. It was that he said too many people are wasting his time, which I responded with, I'm interested and have the cash, but I want to check it out before I book a U-Haul van to get it home. If it's not running, great. Plus, I'm a new rider and don't feel safe taking it to Brooklyn. Next message. I'm in New Jersey. Next message. But I'll be in Manhattan Saturday early evening if you want to show it.
So you lied. Hold on a second. So you lied. I don't feel safe taking it to Brooklyn. And then he waited a whole 15 seconds and said, I'm in New Jersey.
No, I messed up.
Brian,
Brian,
man.
that's a lie. You're wasting this guy's time, man.
You come off very desperate in this. I think the 3 messages in a row. I mean, honestly, I think at this point you better cut your losses and just say bye.
She's not into you.
I still want to buy it. I'm also trying to buy this chair.
Well, that's a nice chair.
Look at this conversation. I said, can you give me I said, hey, can you give me a ballpark measurement for the chair? Want to be sure if it fit in my car for pickup. Here's one with, sure, what kind of car?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's not what I asked.
He's helping you out. He doesn't have time to measure that chair.
Well, he's probably asking you what kind of car so he can look up the specs of the interior of that car.
That's more work than just being like 45 by 15 by 12.
You're like a massive truck. He's like, it won't fit.
Yeah.
Trust me, this chair is huge. That's why I didn't lead with the measurements, because I knew you would say you didn't want it. Stop wasting my time.
Those are my adventures on OfferUp. I don't do well. I did buy a PlayStation 4 off OfferUp pretty recently, though.
That's nice.
PlayStation 4?
Mm-hmm.
Why not the 5 if you're going to do that?
I don't have millions of dollars, Jamal.
That's right. That's why
I'm on a teacher's salary.
That's why the PS5 isn't selling.
I'm on a teacher's salary.
He's on a teacher's salary. Let's do this trailer. And also within
you can cut all that stuff we talked about because that wasn't good content.
We don't have to cut it, but let's timestamp this as when we review the trailer, because people might be interested in listening to us do it, and that would be helpful for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are going to watch the Top Chef Houston, your spicy first look at season 19 on YouTube.
On YouTube.
We ready?
Let's do it, baby.
You guys can watch along with us, okay?
Oh, wait a second. I got to get the audio right.
We'll post the link somewhere, and you could click play and click stop along with us, or just listen along and do whatever you want to. Live your life.
Ready when you are.
Okay. I'm a big countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Top Chef has been a dream, and I'm about to take over.
This is the most prestigious cooking competition.
I feel like I belong here. I'm ready. Your time starts now.
Oh, okay, let's stop.
Okay.
All right. First of all, Jamal, you got to turn up a little louder, I think, so people can hear it a little better. And while Jamal fixes that, Tom loses his freaking hat.
His hat flies the fuck off, and it reveals that he is bald. And I don't know if people knew that, if people remembered it, because he's been wearing hats for so long at this point, but he's bald. He's trying to hide it. And, he got surprised. I think it's probably because a helicopter came by and blew it off.
Yeah, I think it's probably a helicopter. Maybe someone's going on a singles date. We don't know if maybe they're doing a bachelorette thing this season where someone goes on a singles date and they go on a helicopter ride.
Yes. And then it's like the chefs are like, oh my God, I've never been in a helicopter before. I can't believe I got a helicopter ride.
Yeah, and all the other chefs are super jealous because they only had to go on a group date. And what they did was like play rugby football, and they like were trying to like be playful with the Bachelor, but it just like didn't, they get a one-on-one time like the one chef did, who got to go in a helicopter and knock off Tom's hat.
Yeah, exactly. This season, I think, is another quarantine season, right?
I think so.
Yes.
We've got a lot of the same chefs who were in Portland.
Mhm.
Yes.
The guest chefs. And I think that's why, well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some people from Portland who have been given too many chances and now they're on the show.
I'd say that now is the time to get it off your chest. Do you want to talk about
Dawn's in the trailer, which means she's in this season. Everyone.
She's in it a lot. She's in it more than
Yeah,
once.
too much, if you ask me. Too much for someone who couldn't finish a dish. Hopefully she can finish this trailer. Hopefully this trailer has an ending.
Still salty. All right, we ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Top Chef is back. 15 of the country's most talented chefs have traveled to Houston to compete in one of the most diverse cities in the nation.
Hot stop! Oh my God. Ooh, it's a hot kitchen in here.
This is not my weather. I worked at Restaurant Noma in Copenhagen for 8.5 years.
I worked in Paris at Le Doyen, which is a 3 Michelin star restaurant.
Working at Octavia, we got a Michelin
We can
star.
pause it here. A lot of the chefs are Michelin star chefs.
Yeah, they can't wait to get that out.
Yeah, they can't wait to tell you the fancy pants restaurants that they cook at. And it makes you wonder why they're doing this competition. But it's because this is the best cooking competition you can do now, that there's no more Iron Chef. This is number one. So you got to do this if you want the title. And listen, a lot of them want it.
Yeah. And I think what also they don't talk about, and we know this because we are insiders in the cooking world and the Top Chef world and the famous cooking world, is if you work at a Michelin star restaurant, you are still a restaurant worker and they don't make a lot of money.
Yes.
You're probably making, $250 and then you're getting tips.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be at the best, this guy's at Octavia, which got a Michelin star. He's making, he barely pulling in a teacher salary.
Barely. And I don't want to skip ahead here, but we want to go over some of the comments that we see on the YouTube. And the one that really stuck out to me, kind of speaks to the whole payment thing, is from, I'm not going to say this person's.
Is it offensive?
It's not offensive, but I'm just not going to say it. The comment is, Top Chef became more interesting since season 17 when the prize money is raised to $250,000 US rather than the usual $125,000 US, which many chefs claimed is not enough to open a restaurant with.
That's accurate. And the name that he didn't feel comfortable saying is Chung Yang Wong. And we don't know if that's a real name or not, but that is the name on YouTube.
We don't know if it's a real name or not. Listen, he could be a fan. She could be a fan. I don't know. I do like that this person did point out the difference in the prize money and that it's a big deal. And I think they're right. These people need that extra do-re-mi to get their restaurants
like that
open.
comment.
Yeah, we're out here liking comments.
We're gonna like it too. And
I'm giving that comment a like.
maybe we should respond and reply to them and write something too. Maybe that would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do that? With your account?
Okay, sure.
Maybe we can reply and say something along the lines of, "You're telling me we only made $15 on one ad." You think that's going to pay the bills? Okay, we could keep playing this.
What's happening? All right. Jamal, you ready?
Hold on a second.
It's a lot for Jamal to do. Jamal's got a lot that he's balancing right now.
All right, tell me when to go.
All right. You turn the volume up on the clip?
Yes.
3, 2, 41 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Our first year of being open.
I haven't worked in 3 Michelin star kitchens, but my
Okay. Should we talk about this guy? Someone's cassoulet?
Are we stopping?
No.
best team wins. Good luck to you. Each week, we'll be joined by
Okay, let's stop.
Okay, stop it.
Stop it.
They're playing football this season.
Holy crap.
Okay, so it's a quarantine season, but they're going to play touch football?
I'm not sure they got the memo for COVID. Also,
Not supposed to touch.
is
Everyone in the
everyone else-
NFL has COVID, okay?
You know how many teams have just been full-blown COVID? They stopped testing people who were getting so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they didn't want them to lie anymore. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, Antonio
Aaron
Brown.
Rodgers. Well, hold on. Aaron Rodgers is immunized.
Yeah.
He's immune to COVID now.
Aaron Rodgers did an interview that just complete batshit insane. He like doubled down on all the shit that he said.
Just
Mhm.
recently?
He's
Oh,
a
man, I gotta
full-on
check it
Joe
out.
Rogan guy. And look, let's just put this out there. Spotify, if you don't take down Joe Rogan's podcast, we will not take Podchef off of Spotify, but we will be very upset with you.
We will not take ourselves off in solidarity,
Mm-hmm.
but we are going to be so pissed, and we're going
And
to
we
write
all-
a real bad review of you, okay?
Yep.
Mhm.
And we all aren't even on the same page on how bad the review will be, if it'll be actually scathing or it might be complimentary in some parts.
Well, okay, we can agree that some parts will be complimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
like thank you for providing platform for
Yes,
creators.
you have to. Yeah, you have to do
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really like all the music you can let me listen to.
Yeah.
You make great suggestions of things that I should listen to in my
Thank you
Discover
for
Totally
Weekly.
do.
You can
Their
share
weekly, I used to
playlists.
listen to like the weekly plays they used to
Mhm.
make for you. It used to be great. I don't do it
Yeah.
anymore, but it was solid.
It's really
Mhm.
good.
But also, you should take down Joe Rogan. We're upset about that. But you do a lot of great stuff.
Hold on a second. I gotta cancel my Rogan subscription.
Do you have to pay to listen to Joe Rogan?
You always have to pay one way or another, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, brother, don't steal my heat, brother.
Don't steal my heat, brother. Hey, dude, Rogan, you trying to steal my heat? I'm the guy that says all that crazy shit. Take some of my pills. You take your pills and your vitamins every day, Joe Rogan. Don't try and steal my heat with all that stuff, brother.
I didn't get the vaccine. Can you dig it, sucker?
Big
Ooh.
Gene, I need you to tag with me.
Booker T.
Yeah. That's my black reference for those of you who don't know wrestling.
Yeah,
And no, his wrestling name isn't Booker T. Washington.
but it's a reference to it, I guess.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Sucker. All right, ready?
Let's
Don't
go.
you call me a
All
sucker.
right, 3, 2,
Hold
1. Nope, we're not ready.
Okay, go.
Chef All-Star Guest Judge,
Anytime that you tilt your boat,
Okay, let's
you got
see.
a good dish.
along with
Having a big
local
dinner, she's
or
turning the
national
plates.
culinary icon.
The brisket
Dawn
was the
is
star of
too
the plate.
heavily
That was
featured.
wow.
We have a lot of Dawn. Okay, we got repair and the football again. They're playing football. Okay, we gotta stop it here.
I'm supposed to know what I know.
Okay.
This is gross.
Is that an alligator?
Yes, and
It's
it's disgusting.
It's a skinned alive alligator. They
yes.
used the skin to make Tom a hat, and now
Yep.
they're going to eat the meat.
And the straps so it doesn't fly off anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've got the meat. And from what I've been told, it tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
well,
what I've heard.
Tom's going to be pissed.
Tom's gonna so he's like, you're this is now just swamp peasant food.
Yeah. You try
Yeah.
to fool me by calling this alligator. This is
Yeah.
chicken.
It's just, I know chicken.
Get it out of here.
I know chicken in all its forms. One of them's an alligator.
And so the quote here is, "I've worked with an alligator, but I haven't broken one down."
Why'd they leave the glove? Why'd the alligator they left the gloves on the alligator?
It
Did you
was,
see that?
yeah.
He's got his little glove.
Looks like he got neoprene gloves on.
he's got
Looks like he got his isototers on.
Is the alligator prepping food?
Yeah. Well, it did say that I've worked with an alligator. So at some point, this alligator was doing some
employed.
kind of was
Yeah.
employed here, and then they had to kill it and feed
Mhm.
it to the judges.
I wonder how many James Beard nominations that alligator has.
We know he didn't win.
Mm, yeah.
They're hard to get.
This is so embarrassing to be naked
Well-
in the first episode of Top Chef. They brought you in with a bag over your head so you couldn't see where the studio is.
Took all your clothes off.
Took all
Yeah.
left your socks on.
He's terrible. And this is
that
a
dude-
chef.
This dude fucks like Jamal does. Keep his socks on.
Feet for eggs.
Okay, yeah, this is gross. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Doing right now? A lot of confidence about my dish.
What are you doing over there, Jay?
I'm busy. Please leave me alone.
Woo!
I'm trying to bring the mood up high.
I lost my sense of smell
Can
and
we
taste.
talk about this guy who stopped?
Yeah, let's stop.
Stop. Let's talk about this guy who lost his sense of smell and taste, and now he's on this
You're
competition.
so much further ahead than us.
Yeah.
Another video.
That's okay. I was like, that's
All right,
not
I'll
the
jump
guy.
ahead to him putting his face in the food.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy, I think he had COVID before, and he lost his sense of
We
taste
gotta
and smell.
assume either he had COVID or
Has it right now.
the devil came from Georgia and he
Mhm.
gave him a deal he couldn't refuse. He said, I will give you the most cooking talent anyone can ever have, and all he asks for in return is your sense of taste and smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was like,
And he said
"Oh, I
yes.
thought you were gonna ask for my firstborn."
He said, I'd
Yeah.
love to give you my first, but he's that little motherfucker
Yeah,
is the worst.
the worst.
The devil's like, I don't want that kid then. He's like,
No.
no, wait, he's actually good.
I want that taste and that smell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this guy's an early pick. Okay. Early
Yeah.
pick.
He's
Get
my
y-
early pick for sure.
Get your picks in now, people. He's
So
an
here's-
early pick to win it.
Here's my question:
Hmm.
Do you think they've done their background this time, so they're not gonna find a winner, then find out they had such a bad history?
Why start now? Why start now? There's no-
If it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. If it
Yeah.
works, it works.
Yeah, and this show's not broken, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
Dude fully puts his face in this food here, and then he asks his friend to smell if taste if it's cooked.
All right,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
3, 2, 1.
Does that make me a dick?
The only thing that can make this dish better is a big chunk of bone marrow.
You don't need it. It's about wants.
Okay, can we pause it real quick?
Okay.
Chef Hung is old.
Yeah.
He is old. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he calls back all his good bits.
He's actually young. He just looks old.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the trenches.
He's been
Those are some
working.
hard
He's been in
years.
the war of restaurant wars.
Yeah. I mean, he's a veteran, right?
Yeah, he's a vet.
I
So,
shouldn't. Yeah, I
that's
should
probably
actually
why they
respect him.
brought him
Yeah.
back on, is to tell him about his experience.
And
Thank you
his
for your
service.
meal service.
That should be said more.
And what do you do? I'm a chef. Thank you for your meal
Thank
service.
you for your meal service.
I hope that Hung kicks open some doors and doesn't hold it for people, stuff like that. That would be great. Also, can you say dick on TV?
They
You're allowed to
did
say
on
that?
a commercial. This is YouTube.
But this is YouTube, and you can say, I guess, anything you want on YouTube. But like on TV, they must bleep it, right?
No, I think you're still allowed to say dick and asshole and shit.
Really?
No, you can't say asshole. You cannot.
You can if you're calling someone an asshole.
Yes,
you
you
can't, say
can't
asshole
refer
if
to-
you're
yes.
referring to your butthole.
Same with dick. You can't refer
Yes.
to a dick.
A penis.
But
you
someone
can-
is being
You
one.
can give the attribute of someone being a dick.
And that's so the kids don't get all fucked up in their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta
we're
keep it clean for
saving
kids.
them, saving
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah. Well, what a time to be alive. Okay, so let's
Let's keep going. 'cause
Let's
we
keep
have, like,
going.
30
Yeah.
seconds left.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
Please. To the brisket gods.
Foam.
Welcome to Restaurant Wars.
Celebrate the
Great.
soul of cooking.
Who wants
So the Restaurant Wars is.
We're pretty
Okay,
excited
can you pause it? Just real quick. The Restaurant Wars is being held in that picture with all the stairs, right?
Yeah, that's at the new renovations at Hogwarts.
Yeah. Is the yeah.
they're at Hogwarts. And
They're at
Brian,
Hogwarts.
do you want to give us some Harry Potter specifics?
Yeah, Brian, do you?
Yeah. The other day I ordered the first book.
Wow.
I've never read it, and I bought it, and it was $6, and it's for ages 8 to 12. So we'll see how I do.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
I
out of
think
your
that's.
age range then, isn't it?
I'm not
You're
really interested
7.
in like if you like it or not, but like I want to see how you do with it. Like if it's
I'll just like
difficult.
really quickly see if these words are words that I can do. I remember every wand I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. Yeah, I can do this. That's easy. I
Okay,
got
good.
that. Okay,
He'll,
go. Okay.
he'll never finish this book.
No, I won't. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Tasting your space food.
It's going to be a beautiful, interesting season.
They're making space food.
Which technically
That
all
is
food
not
is
your
space
friend.
food. We live in space.
Yeah, Earth
Very
in space.
emotional.
It was dawn.
last
The clock
one.
is not your. Okay, pause it.
Dawn with her blowout hair.
Dawn says the clock is not your friend, and if anyone knows that, it's Dawn. And what Dawn should have done after her season was make friends with the clock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why you putting the clock off like it can't be a friend of yours?
Yeah.
You're so adversarial with the clock. Like, be friends with the clock. It was everyone else's friend. Everyone else finished their dishes on time.
Yeah, Dawn's like, the clock hates me. And it's like, you haven't even talked to the clock.
Like, you're projecting, Dawn.
Yeah, you got to try. You got to at least try to be friends. It's a two-way street, okay? You and the clock.
Yep. Phone works both ways. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
There's the Velociraptor.
Brace yourselves,
Is there going to be a
So
Velociraptor in
nervous to
this?
be cooking barbecue in Texas.
Because you don't mess with
Yes,
Texas.
if they
Yeah,
eat a
they brought all of
Velociraptor.
us in here to mess with it.
Museum in Houston.
So he's
Dancing, it's going a long time.
Taste it.
it looks like the mascot is on one of those hoverboards, but in a circle while the
Yeah.
guy's dancing.
Going
And
in
that
a
looks like a lot of
circle.
fun.
And he is blending and he's like rolling his head. It seems like they're having a lot of fun, which is nice, but there needs to be villains this season. If there's not villains, then I'm going to hate it like I hated last season.
Too many people are having a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end.
We did it.
I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but we did it. So that's the season, the first look, spicy first look.
Mhm.
It's season 19 in Houston. Top
Yeah.
Chef Houston.
It's in Houston. They've done a couple of seasons, I think, in Texas now. Did they do in Austin and like the state of Texas once?
I think so, maybe.
They definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're supposed to be the
Perhaps.
experts on this stuff, but
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we're moving on to Chefs I Prepared for You.
Are there any more comments you guys want to read?
No, we don't have time for it. Chefs I Prepared for You is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night, only last night, and present it to you as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. I'll go first. Chefs I present to you pan-seared Peruvian marinated chicken breast with roasted broccoli.
Take a breath.
chefs I prepare for you: sheet pan, sausage, broccoli, and asparagus.
Take a breath. Chef, I prepared for you veggie burgers, a little small salad of romaine, arugula, cherry tomatoes, walnuts, and goat cheese, and also broccoli. And then we also had cups of water.
Oh man, this is like a
that sounds good.
smorgasbord. These are all different meals. It's like all different tastes. It's kind of like
It's like a wedding war.
Wow.
We're right back.
Wow, really? Mowed his lawn.
Pod Chef, season 5, episode 9 of Pod Chef, season 4, episode 9 of Top Chef.
Yeah.
Wedding wars. We're at war, and no, we're not at war with Ukraine yet.
Mm-mm. We're doing a wedding war because apparently we're not doing a restaurant war.
And this is the real issue that's happening at the border. They're fighting over a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting too political? Are we getting too political?
I'd love to talk about shit I don't really know about. So it seems.
So let's talk about this wedding. All right. There's no more immunity in this episode. Right from the beginning, they let you know immunity's done.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if you win the quickfire anymore. It's just bragging rights at this point. But what is the quickfire? It's a technical skills challenge, my dogs.
And Tom is there, so you know they mean business. We're not playing around with any, famous. There's no Repair. There's no The Ripper. There's none of these. There's no like the executive for Ruby Tuesdays. No, it's Tom is there, and he means business, and he's got a ref whistle.
And you know who's ready for it? Dale. Let's listen.
Mayonnaise without a food processor since culinary school.
I usually do it in the.
I do it in a Robocoo.
Me too.
Yeah, but
How do we do mayonnaise? We're just dripping it in.
yeah, it's like a normal mayonnaise. It's so asinine for me to hear these come out of people's mouths. I haven't made a mayonnaise by hand in years. Like, they're scared of it.
Fine, I'll do the mayonnaise.
Why are you still here?
It's literally the question I asked last week about Nikki. So Dale calls him out. Spike choked when they were doing the.
Well, hold on.
We were talking about what they had to do.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. Are you guys scared of mayonnaise?
Well, I'm terrified of it.
Yeah, I mean, every night before I go to bed, I go and I open the refrigerator and I check to make sure the mayo is in the refrigerator and that it's there. It's safe where I put it, which is locked in the drawer, 7 locks. Make sure it can't get out. Drown me in my sleep. And then I go to sleep with a big spoon and a bowl in my arms, just in case that mayo gets out and comes at me some way.
Yeah.
I can really beat it out.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even let I don't even keep the eggs and the oil in the same part of the house.
That's smart.
Yeah. That way I'm like, even if they do try and come alive, you got to unlock this door. I'm going to hear you jingling keys. I'm going to hear you knocking stuff over.
Well,
no way.
Again, I don't want to get too political, but I really think that this nation needs to have some mayo control reform. If you purchase eggs, you should be legally required to keep them separate from the oil. The oil needs to be locked away so that kids can't get it and they can't combine it with the eggs and make mayo. Because personally, I've joined a Mayo Hood watch group and we take turns patrolling the neighborhood looking for mayo.
I joined the Mayo Clinic.
Yes. Thank you for your meal service.
Yeah. Some states have already done it.
Yeah, some states already have a Mayo Clinic.
Florida.
They already have. Florida has the mayo reform.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be addicted to mayo.
You were.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I now go to the Mayo Clinic.
I do think, though, and this is a really radical idea, some people think I'm too left, is we should just make all condiments legal. That way they lose some of the charm of doing them, and there's no stigma behind using them. So
exactly.
If I'm addicted to mayo, I go get help for it.
And this is how the Europeans do it, right?
I know what you're thinking. I know everyone's thinking there's going to be people mixing their condiments all over the place. And yes, in the very short term, people might be overdosing.
Yes. Your mayo and mustard. Your mayo and mustard. Your ketchup and mayo.
In the short term, yes, that would happen. But long term, no, people won't, because the excitement will just be gone.
Yep.
Our forefathers, George
Washington grew mayo in his on his land.
Exactly.
He didn't grow it, but we get it.
Yeah.
We get what you're saying. He had workers, right?
Yes. Let's not cancel George Washington.
Yeah, need that guy.
So yeah, that's our spiel on mayo. Just be safe out there, guys.
Spike choked. So this is what they had to do. They had to hold on. One person each team had to perform a basic kitchen task, such as
oranges,
supreming oranges, filleting was it a monkfish?
Monkfish.
Receive approval, monkfish, and then they had to do the
turn
out a artichoke, 2 artichokes and stems couldn't be broken.
I am someone who likes to eat artichokes. What part am I eating?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never cut one.
And I'm coming in and as an artichoke expert.
Yes.
What questions do you have?
What part do I eat?
What am I eating when it says artichoke hearts?
You are eating and this is an explanation from an expert. You are eating the heart of the artichoke.
Holy crap.
Which is the very center. So when he shaved it down and there was that little white thing in the center, that's the artichoke heart.
Is that what they mean when they say eat your heart out?
You're exactly right.
And they actually mean they're talking about artichokes.
Artichoke. Eat your artichoke. Artichoke.
And since I'm eating the heart of the artichoke, am I in fact gaining its soul and spirit and powers when I eat it? Much like someone who eats Jason's heart does and Jason Goes to Hell?
Yes.
Okay.
You will get its spirit, and then you will become very prickly and hard to shave. You can also eat those little leaves that they were peeling off.
They're really, really thick and chewy, though.
You can steam it, and then you can use your teeth and just scrape it off. Some nice butter.
Is that good for you?
I don't know. Something my family used to do. I don't know if it's like a South Carolina thing or something, but not a lot of people do it.
Okay.
And then they had to do one other thing.
They had to make mayo by hand.
That's right. Yeah, we had talked about that already.
5 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
So, so when they start off, Spike lost the lead that Lisa got them because he choked on and he broke one of the artichoke stems.
Mhm.
He literally then holds it up to Tom. He's like, "Is this acceptable?" After Tom said, "Stems intact."
Yeah, you don't get that
like,
shit out of his fucking
no,
face.
it's not.
Yeah, no.
The girl and the goat wins the mayo challenge. It comes down to the girl and the goat, Nikki, and she wins.
Crushed it.
Yeah,
Crushed it.
she did it. She made the mayo. During the mayonnaise making session, Blaze and Dale were hyping them up.
Yep.
By screaming in their faces.
Do it better.
Yeah, Dale saying things like Strong Island
said Strong
and stuff
Island.
like that. He was snapping a lot, and he was going, oh. He was getting up in the girl in the goat's face too. And then his team lost, and he punched a locker in rage.
Such an overreaction.
It was, but it was real. I mean, I feel like, so you get a lot of reality TV people where it's like either that they're putting on a show or they're trying to play a character or whatever, or there's like real people. I feel like that was real. Like he is.
Did Dale
just as
say
rage
the F
problems.
word or did he say shucks? I thought he said shucks.
Well, they edited it, so we don't know. We can ask Tom.
We should ask Tom.
Tom's probably busy making the new house this season. I mean, okay. I hate to go back and talk about Top Chef pre-opening talk stuff. That doesn't make any sense. But Tom had asked us to give him notes on how to make Top Chef better, and then he'd already done the new season. The fuck's he doing with the info that we gave him?
That's a good point. I guess maybe he has another project maybe that he's working on.
Okay, we'll see.
Yes, maybe that's something to find
Maybe it's
out
for
in the
Last
future.
Chance Kitchen.
Yes.
And can't wait for that to come back in Houston.
Yeah. So Dale's big mad. That
Dale's
his team
big
lost.
mad.
He doesn't like
So
to lose.
This is what happens. They have to split up into Team Fork and Team Spoon. That was their teams in the Quickfire Challenge. And because Team Fork won, they got to choose who they cook for in the wedding challenge, where they had to spend 14 hours cooking for a wedding that was going to happen the next day. Doesn't that sound much more fun than Restaurant Wars? So,
I don't. So, how do you guys feel about this? I don't have an issue with shows trying something new because you gotta try new things to see if something sticks, something's better, or whatever. But this is not a good idea. One of your best things, is Restaurant Wars.
Yeah.
You don't need to mess with it.
I also don't like it just because of the wear and tear on the chefs. I don't think it's fair.
We gotta keep
They're
the chefs
sleep
fresh.
deprived and they have to cook for someone's wedding.
Yeah.
I think that it is a fine challenge. This is what happens. Lots of times Tom will say things like, "If you
Were you
hadn't
just reading the Harry Potter book?"
I was gonna pick out another sentence to try to read to see if I can do it.
Okay.
A lot of times Tom will say things like, "If you hadn't called it a blank, I wouldn't give it any critique. If you hadn't called it a this, it'd have been okay. If you hadn't have called this war, it is a great challenge. You just have the wedding challenge, and it can exist by itself. It's nothing like Restaurant Wars. So don't call it Restaurant Wars. Just call it the wedding challenge.
Just the wedding challenge alone, it's an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
I agree that the whole making them stay up super like all night or whatever piece seemed unnecessarily cruel. But on its own, good. Comparison to Restaurant Wars? Nah, man.
No, dude.
Nah, dude. Come on.
These ain't the same things, brother.
Fuck that, dude. Look, dude, you try to change shit. Look, Restaurant Wars is the All-Stars. It's the All-Star games.
Yep.
You start changing little things, people get upset. I want to see the All-Stars do basketball. I don't want to see All-Stars play 21 in their backyard with crappy Zoom streaming that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You guys watch that a couple?
I do remember that. The best part was them trying to set up their cameras and stuff like that, and seeing like their friends or whoever it was that was filming them. That was fun.
It sucked.
So Dale is upset because he thought he only had to deal with this team for one part in the Quickfire, but he now has to deal with them for a 14-hour cooking session for a wedding, and he's upset. Let's listen.
Because, they wrap them if they're half.
I personally never liked going to a wedding and having to
I never want to be on Dale's team, ever. He's just the one is going to point fingers. He doesn't work well with others, and half the people in the house don't want to work with him.
So we're going to put horse sauce on Seabass? Yes or no?
Stop, Chef.
Let's stop. We're going to 20 minutes.
We're a hodgepodge. No one really likes each other on this team. Lisa doesn't like me. I don't like Lisa. It's hard for me to take direction from Nikki. I don't think most of these people on the team are that strong of a cook.
I don't like Lisa. I don't like Nikki. I don't remember who else is on the team.
You know, I have a problem with her, obviously, because I don't know what she's done so far in this competition. Still be here in episode 9. Like, has Nikki done enough in your mind? To be like, yeah, you definitely should be here by episode 9.
I mean, she's coasting.
Yeah,
she's coasting. I guess we'll get into it once we get to the judges' table, but I think she's playing a good game.
Yeah,
good game.
GG. She also Dale in this situation, he says no one likes each other. I don't like Lisa. She doesn't like me. And then he can't think of anyone else who dislikes anybody, so he changes the subject.
Yeah,
he's like, actually, no, wait. Nikki kind of likes Lisa, I think.
I think Nikki likes me. Cut to Nikki saying, "I don't like Dale." It's like, I don't remember the other person that's on the team.
Who is the other person?
Spike.
And Spike, if you have a problem with us not remembering you're on the team, come on the podcast.
You got 4 episodes, brother.
Yeah. So Spike, Nikki doesn't want to be the team leader. Dale's doing everything halfway. He's like running around. He's got like 17 different plates spinning while they're cooking. Andrew doesn't like that Blaze is giving him stupid little opinions while he's trying to cook. Spike pulls the sea bass so he has an ace in his pocket so he doesn't go home. He has a dish that he can put his name on. We'll see how that works.
I don't see. He made it seem like he stole it from Dale.
Yeah, no one was using it.
But then no one, Dale wasn't like, hey, where's my sea bass?
Yeah. No one was literally even using it. I don't even think anyone claimed it because this team wasn't really a team with any direction.
They weren't.
And this is what happens when no one's in charge.
Yeah. You need, listen, Tom is a big advocate for this. You need a leader, especially in challenges like this. If you're going to try and take on a wedding, you need someone to tell everyone what to do. Dale, when they were planning their menu, kept saying, we need some hors d'oeuvres. And he said it like 15 times. And I felt it very hard because I feel like I've been in situations where it's like, it's very unfocused. And so you just get so frustrated. You just keep saying the same thing over and over again. We need some hors d'oeuvres. We need some hors d'oeuvres.
We need some hors d'oeuvres. We need some hors d'oeuvres.
I'm fine with that.
We need some hors d'oeuvres. We need some hors d'oeuvres.
The figs were beautiful.
Yeah. How are we gonna present them?
Thanks, Dale.
He's very prickly. It is funny to watch.
He's had enough of Top Chef.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. And at this point, they're well rested, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
That's why you need to get to sleep every night. So they're cooking. They're like 8 hours into cooking now. And Tom walks in and he kills with the funny joke. And he says, everyone well roasted? Everyone dies laughing. And they're like, oh, Tom, they pat him on the back. He goes around and asks everyone what they're making. And he's worried about the team that's doing Italian, which is Nikki and Dale's team. And then he gives us a recap. So let's listen.
Okay, so I just did a check-in after the chef's been cooking all night long. They're clearly exhausted, and I think that's going to be a major factor. On the groom side, they have an easier task. Italian food is kind of easier for people to like, to understand, and it's a little more interesting. Lisa made the cake. You know, she has a good excuse for it not looking so great. She said the groom wanted this cake to be very simple. Well, I hope he didn't say ugly, because that's kind of what we have. Almost looks like a battleship of some sort. The bride, she has very simple, straightforward taste. She's a meat and potatoes girl. This is the kind of food that needs to be pulled off and done well. When you think of food from the heartland or from the South, it has to be well seasoned and really delicious because it's so simple. It's a strong team, but we'll see. We've seen strong teams go down before.
And during that clip, a chef walked in behind Brian and found a spot in the kitchen and sat down.
Little chef.
She's back.
So yeah, Tom gives us the review. I gotta be honest, I would hate to have to do this after being up all night and then you have to go sit through a wedding. I mean, if you don't know the people at the wedding takes forever. I mean, weddings fly when you're there with friends, but
they do take a long time. How do you guys, they talk about this at some point during the episode, but how do you guys react when you're very, very sleepy? I get very quiet and grumpy.
Yeah, I get quiet. There was a time when I was walking around and I was very hungry, and my girlfriend at the time was like, she knew that I was hungry because she's like, "You're getting very quiet, so you must be hungry." was like, oh, she read me like a book.
Read me like a book.
I get loopy. I'm like the loopy
yeah?
guy. I get a little like burst of energy and get a little silly.
Now, do you burn out at a certain point and you just kind of like fall asleep in a corner?
Yeah, well, because I can sleep anywhere. As someone who has diagnosed severe sleep apnea, if I think about sleeping, I fall asleep. So if I'm like up and going, I'm okay. But if I go like sit down, I will fall asleep. Even if I'm standing up, probably I'll still fall asleep.
Yeah, the thing about someone with sleep apnea, you gotta fall asleep before they do, or you're fucked.
I'm gonna wake your ass up if you fall asleep before me, because I snore loud.
It's the snoring, and then also like you do this thing where you wake up and turn over to the person and shake them violently, and then just turn back and go to sleep on your own.
Yeah.
That's actually what makes it severe sleep apnea is that I do turn over and shake the person next to me.
Yeah,
and that is more disruptive to the other person's sleep and less so to mine.
Brian has crashed in the same hotel as me twice for 2 DCMs, and Brian doesn't know this, but I'll relieve this now. Brian has woken me up in the middle of the night with his snoring, and I just got up and just stood over him and just kept saying out loud, I could end you. I could end you right now.
Well, pillow in hand.
No one would know. And then I'm just like, it's not worth it. And I finally get tired and go back to sleep again.
Wow. Thank you for not killing me in my sleep.
No problem.
That's a friend.
What are friends for? Yeah.
You know what scares me a lot? Is that at any night your wife could kill you.
Don't give her any ideas.
like
any night.
It could just happen.
Yeah. You could go to sleep, have a bad argument. That could be it.
Yeah. You just fucking get murdered. You never know.
This is why I always say, love you.
Well, we're both happy. We're going to bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill
Never
you.
Go
What
to
was
sleep
that?
Angry. Yeah.
I didn't say anything. Good night.
Yeah. Never go to sleep angry. Could save a life. Your life.
So then there's a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're at the wedding, and they do a shot of the wedding, the ceremony. It's cute, I guess. If I was at this wedding, I would not be eating the food Team Spoon served in their buffet line. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. I like the meat and potatoes line.
Yeah, that looked better.
Yeah,
Plus, you get the nice hospitality of Richard Blaze and all his cheesy jokes and everything that he says.
Yeah. There's a point where the bride says, my dishes are better, and the groom's like, no, they're not. It's like, oh, good. You guys are starting already. Good.
There's also a lovely moment that we catch the bride talking about how the moment in which she knew that she was going to marry her husband, and it was that she wished he would love her like she loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he just did it. And that's what she knew.
That's magical.
They were meant to be together.
That's so beautiful and magical.
You tell someone your love story, and it's like, when you just love someone so much and they don't love you. And then one day they do.
And one day they say, I'll marry you to keep you around.
Or maybe they love you, but it's like, it's not the way I want them to love me.
I bet you.
Certainly not with the amount of commitment I was looking for. And then at some point, I wore them down and they started doing it.
I bet his proposal was, you seem to want to get married, so I'll marry you.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to want it.
That's so, that moment. Did she think
upsetting.
that was like charming to share that story?
I don't know. But you're all the adrenaline's running. You guys know you've been married.
Yeah.
We're all married.
We're all married here. I think she did think that was like maybe like a charming, fun thing. And it was, listen, she just got a bad edit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just a bad edit. And also a sad story, in my opinion.
I also love Tom fucking hated that cake that Lisa made. He kept shitting he kept being like, did he ask for it to be ugly? It's pretty ugly. Good thing he wanted it ugly because it was fucking ugly.
Yeah. And I mean, and he was sitting around the cake kind of as people were passing by saying that to people. He's like, this looks like, what is this, Battleship? I don't know. Look at this. This thing is so disgusting. I don't know whether to like eat it or to take it onto the ocean, right? And take it to war. And people are like, what are you talking about?
every group of people that walked up and be like, yeah, right, old USS wedding cake here, right? You know, like permission to come aboard, Captain, right? You know, this freaking battleship of a boat. You know, are we going to Ukraine on this thing or what?
Where do I put my oars at?
Yeah, you know, what's this thing about, right? You got
brought my Viking hat.
you got a fleet of seamen out there, you know, you guys going out. Man, this thing
is this a log cabin pyramid? What is this?
He fucking hated it, but they thought it tasted good, so shut up.
Yeah, so
it's not about looks. You don't always eat with your eyes.
Mm-hmm. It's gotta taste good, and that's Lisa was taking the advice of the groom. The groom said, "Make it taste good and make it look like a piece of shit." Okay, and she said, "I will do that." Yeah,
nailed it.
She said, "Aye, Captain."
Yes.
Don't worry, I will. So yeah, they go back to judge's table, and Richard wins. Richard's team wins, and he gives his win away. Let's listen.
I usually take 3 days to make a wedding cake, so I was really impressed.
We were impressed as well.
And here's, this was quite a few years ago, but we know now, if you are an ally, you need to tell people that you're an ally to women. And that's what he was doing. He's like, I was actually very impressed as well.
Yeah.
And so were the other guys on the team that she did that. We didn't think she could, and she did it.
So let's jump.
And then she tried to be like, well, let's split the prize. And he was like, no, it's yours.
He's like, no, I think you need it more than I do.
I know, which again feels like kind of demeaning to someone to be like, I don't know, be like, I think here, I'll give it to her. It's kind of like, okay. And then she's like, let's split it. He was like, no. It's like,
yeah,
that feels wrong too.
You know why? He already has his whole house decked out in Crate and Barrel. He's like, what more can I purchase?
Yeah.
See, I don't
got it all.
Yeah, when he gave it up, I puked in my mouth. It was so terrible. It was just very, you know what? He does so much of this kind of like stuff that comes off as like disingenuous that I think it's just deeply ingrained in his personality. But it's so grating to watch it happen. And I'm like, I just want you, because we all know, you can see it. And maybe he's not this kind of person now, but we can see it's like he's competitive and he knows that he's better than these people. And I would rather him just come out and be hung and just be like, I'm better than these people. They're not on my level.
I deserve this. I'm not being humble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if I was there on that team and Richard gave that prize away, I'd be like, oh, didn't think to give it to a black person. Interesting.
Well, thankfully, there haven't been a black person on this season for a couple of weeks now, so that didn't come up.
So let's go to the other side of judge's table. Let's just jump right into it. Man, is there drama. Let's listen.
Bitch, bro, seriously.
Come on, guys.
No, I'm just angry and I'm the only one standing up for all three of us.
I care about my dishes. I take responsibility for my dishes.
I'm regretting stooping down to his level.
Do you want to hear how the sea bass was?
Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
Everyone really liked it.
You should have liked it. It took him 3 hours to make it.
So I just want everyone to know, when I was watching this episode, that is the first time I actually died laughing out loud watching an episode of Top Chef, because the timing from Dale being so upset and he's so sleep deprived. He's like, it should have took him 3 hours to make.
Petty bitch. The most like
so petty. I mean, just nothing, no walls up to no filter or anything like that. Just going all out on each other. I loved it. I mean, Spike is so like.
He went from being so down in the dirt and then saying they loved it. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
did you
brought
like
back
it?
down again.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, because it took you 3 hours.
Yeah, it took you 3 hours.
That's
Hey,
like
can we
when
get this guy out of here.
It's all squashed and everyone's like fine, but this one person's like clearly very upset still. Just like, yeah, it takes 3 hours. Motherfucker, we were done. It's so funny.
I also love that they started out by asking like, whose idea was it to do like Italian food or all these Italian things? Cut to Nikki saying, it was not my idea. That was
she said, definitely wasn't me.
Definitely wasn't me. Didn't own up to anything that we know that she did.
Yeah.
And that's why she's freaking a slick Willy. She's all game, this woman. She just lies when it comes to judge's table because she can get away with it. But it caught up with her finally.
Well, it caught up her because this time Tom actually looked at the video of the episode before he made a decision.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Nikki went home. Let's listen.
But it does seem like the groom should have got sent home because it was mostly his idea too, though.
Nikki, please pack your knives and go.
I'm extremely proud of how I did. This is one of those life-changing experiences where you test yourself, and I'm happy that I got this far.
Me.
I mean, I have a restaurant to go home to, and a wonderful family, so, you know, that's something I'm really looking forward to. All right, I'm leaving.
Bye, you guys.
I think that you walk away from anything like this and you're a better person, you're a stronger person. And the next move for me is probably another venture. So it's full speed ahead.
She's got a family to get home to. That's a weakness. Everyone gets sent home back to their families.
The next move for her is another venture. That means nothing. That's just.
Did she say full speed ahead?
She did. She's talking about that cake again.
Okay, so that's not good advice for driving. So Nikki's gone. She's gone. She's off the show, and I think we're finally weeding out, the leftovers.
And now the women are uneven again. That was a big point to talk about at the beginning, is that it was even women to men, and now it's uneven.
Yes.
Brian Jackson, tell us a moment of action from your last week.
You can't tell that wrestling story. I went to a wrestling event Sunday night. It was not good. And that's all.
Okay. Reeves, do you have a new segment?
Yeah, this is Where Are They Now? And so Nikki, she's just been eliminated. Where is she now?
Where is she now, Reeves?
She just got engaged.
Oh.
She got engaged. And isn't that so appropriate?
Yeah,
that
how
she's getting engaged and she got kicked off the fucking cooking show on the wedding episode.
That is apropos.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a late in life engagement. She's got to be in her mid to late 40s now.
And Brian,
and also hold on, but
Brian,
I apologize. You're never
hold
too
on.
late.
Hold
for
on.
Love. Yeah. Never told for love.
Okay. I was going to say, I think Brian thinks people can't find love at a certain age, I guess.
Well, if you get past 30 and you're a woman, it's ticking. It's ticking.
Keep that in. So my moment of joy. Oh boy, what was my moment of joy?
Did you get a gift? Did you get a gift today?
Yeah, but that wasn't my moment of joy of the last week.
Okay.
My moment. All right, my moment of joy is I got a gift from my good friend who's forcing this moment on me right now.
No.
My good friend Brian got me a gift for my birthday, and I guess this was to make up for the fact that he was in on the whole prank. But,
one of the major contributors to the prank.
But he got me a nice, fun Halo themed piece of art that is going to be up as soon as I find a frame for it in Mikasa.
And what was your other thing going to be? What else were you going to say about joy?
I wasn't going to say anything. That was the only thing I had to say about my moment of joy.
Okay, good.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
And just so you guys know, this is where he said culinary boner.
Yeah.
He said it in this episode.
This is the origin episode.
So let's listen to what happened. A little sneak peek for next week.
On Top Chef. Oh my God.
I'm sure you all recognize the gentleman to my right.
Tall, dark, and handsome, and he can cook. Sign me up.
Okay, and that's kind of making the chef a meat puppet.
Yeah, I mean it's the diabetic guy, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A sexy Dr. Sexy Chef.
Yeah.
Dr. Sexy Chef.
Yeah, Dr. Sassy McDreamy.
Yeah, Dr. Sassy McDreamy Chef.
Chefy McDreamy.
Yep, that's who it is.
Who lost his shit on poor little can't think of his fucking name. The little weasel.
All right, until next week, we're gonna
From
pack our
season
knives
2
and go.
No one's gonna say it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The guy with the hair from season 2 that everyone hated.
Marcel?
Marcel, Jesus. I was thinking the entire time, and I was like, I can't figure.
You guys
out
can't think of it because every time we talk about Marcel, you defended him and said he was misunderstood. Whereas when you said everyone hated, oh yeah, Marcel, because I was actually honest with my feelings about Marcel.
Whenever I think about Marcel, I think about the monkey
Yes.
doing the dance to Weem Away on Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant Hung's monkey.
Also, there's Hung's monkey. Yeah,
which we can't talk about.
No.
The episode's over.
Jamal gets mad. Jamal,
Save
you want
it
to
for
give us
next
the
week.
outro again?
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Until next time, we're gonna pack our knives and go.
Give us a rating.